What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and I'm very happy to announce that you guys are going to finally be getting that Quentin Nelson upgrade that you wanted so bad. The problem is just the way the numbers are, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So we're going to go over some of the things that are going on with it and try to figure out along those lines what we should be doing. All right, so the original card, I don't know how long you guys have been, watching my channel. Some of you guys have been here for a while. Some of you guys just joined. But what I like to do is I like to dissect the cards, because what happens is people, Madden has changed since the last year, so the attributes actually matter, and people are still starting to figure that out. Like, you'll play a souped up team, and the dude will be playing out of his mind for no apparent reason, and nobody will understand what's going on with it, and it becomes like, yo, what is he doing? What does he have? What's making that guy so much better than my player? And that's what the problem is that we have to discuss right now. You see, this guy was probably the best left guard in the game for a while, but it started to get kind of ridiculous with some of the things that were going on as far as his price range was, because he was more of the, he was an 81 that was going for like 40, 50K early on, because everybody knew he was a pretty good left guard, right? So it's not like he wasn't originally a good card. It's the fact that he had a very, very low overall for his numbers. So EA did him a solid by giving him an elite, and you see that purple symbol, so we knew he would be able to get a power up. But they didn't give him justice with his card, in my opinion, because he's been one of those shining stars for the Colts offensive line. And I know Andrew Luck is retired, but I think he'll continue to do what he has to do for Jacoby Brissett. But look, let's just talk about his card real quick, right? His new card, it's going to be a base 88. I want you guys to listen to these numbers and tell me if you hear an 88 after the strength, right? Because definitely this dude's on roids, because he has a 92 strength stock. And then when you power him up, obviously that's going to go to a 93. The only other player on my team with a 93 strength is Lindvall Joseph. Just to give you guys an idea of what this guy is doing and how strong he actually is in the game, which is going to amount to more blocks being held longer, and for you to get, like, it's going to open up your run game. But even with the lower numbers that I'm going to tell you, he probably will still be a glitch. But I'm very, very disappointed with the numbers that they gave him. Let's go ahead. Other than the 92 strength, listen to the numbers for an 88 overall left guard, Quentin Nelson, coming later today after you watch this video for Madden 20 Ultimate Team. He has an 82 awareness, 82 pass block, 84 pass block power, 81 pass block finesse, 84 run block, 86 run block power, 83 run block finesse. Did you hear any other 88s? So I don't know how else he gets an 88 overall card unless they're just slapping a number on it. It doesn't really make any sense. But look, this is the interesting thing, right? When you put it in your lineup, it's gonna fill a void, especially if you have a Colts theme team. It's gonna fill a void, and you're gonna still get the higher overall rating. So it won't really be that big of a difference. But for me, when you look at my left guards, like, I got Bruce Matthews. So look, the strength factor is a very, very huge key, but I think he goes to an 89 because I have enough Titans, but I'm not sure. I got to go check. I'll check that in a second for you guys. But after the strength factor, right, you heard the numbers I just told you about Quentin Nelson. I would be an absolute moron to go ahead and think that it would be okay to raid sell Bruce Matthews for 88 overall Quentin Nelson, even though he has such a high strength, which is such a huge factor in the game, because you looking at these numbers that Bruce Matthews has at left guard, and you see how their next level tier, they're so high. The pass block from an 82 to an 89, the pass block power 84 to 87. And granted, Bruce Matthews is a 91, but this guy's an 88, and I just gave you the numbers, but he don't have no numbers like that. It's sort of like, even with Bruce Matthews, he has a 91 overall card, but like when you go through his card, it's like, what are they dividing? Because like the averages that you usually get, you could look at it and just see, like, I don't really understand how he's becoming a 91 overall card. Like, it's starting to be like, yo, what are the averages of this? It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, what hidden attributes do these players have that they're getting these overalls? But again, what I like to do for you guys is kind of assess the situation, because many of you guys already have him powered up like I did earlier in the year. I got rid of him simply because his numbers were too low and it wasn't going to work out for me. So I was like, you know what? Before it gets too crazy, let me just get rid of him now so that it's not that big of a deal. But now that I analyze it and look at it like, yo, what is actually happening? Because this is the situation, right? These numbers are so important in game that because he's a lower level tier with the 82s and all that other stuff, he's going to be a notch worse than a player like Bruce Matthews. So unless you have a theme team or, John Madden coach, you're souping them up, you got, power run, zone run, unless you have those things on these players, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to absolutely be a nightmare for you because you're going to be raging. You're like, yo, this guy's not holding blocks. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be crazy. The one thing about him, though, when he does, like, hold somebody up, that dude's going to be there for a while. Because, and another thing, when you guys run around and, like, you run a lot of powers, power O, you run stretch, those are key things once they make contact. You'll notice that the stronger your O linemen are, the longer they're able to hold those blocks. And, you get that free, sometimes you'll see pancakes. The one thing that I don't like also is that the EA developers did tell us that if people come out in certain defensive formations, like, 3 down linemen with all safeties, that you would be able to pancake block them. That is not true. I had a guy run, I think $146 the entire game against my heavy set and tight, and all of his guys just stood up. So they were no longer pancakes. So that part right there also affects the game negatively because they can actually come out and just be complete idiots for the entire time running those defenses, and you're not going to get any benefit from it, from them having that lower, for them having safeties out there and things like that. So you're going to want to be very, very careful with certain things that go on within the game like that, because regardless of the sets, they still can come out in those defenses and do whatever they want. It's just the fact that players like, Quenton Nelson, he'll be able, if he's able to make contact with whatever player, he's going to be able to hold those blocks longer. So with that being said, what is the ideal thing that we can do right now for those of you guys that are like, yo, you know what? I'm really riding with this guy. I'm really riding with Nelson. I got to go ahead. I got to sell Bruce Matthews. All right. That's fine. I understand that, that you guys feel that way. So we have to figure out a way now. If you're going to go that route, what is the next best case scenario? Let me explain to you what's going to happen, right? Because I know you guys see, I haven't even upgraded my Tyron Smith yet. And he's probably a lot better at the heavyweight, but I didn't like the numbers they were giving him. It's just weird the way that it is, because that's why I was telling you guys, like, I'll probably go with Munoz, because I don't like that they don't have certain attributes, and we're heading into Series 2. And I'm telling you right now, regardless of how the title update goes, regardless of what they do, the game is going to become a lot more fast-paced. So if you're missing, specific attributes, you're gonna get blown out. I stream the game and I show you guys. Like, look, you see this guy's numbers right here? Like, look, these are all boosts from John Madden coach. I'm gonna go take a look at Tyron Smith. We'll take a look at Munoz and stuff like that. The reasoning behind why I'm telling you guys to be so cautious is because some of the players that you currently have are going to become outdated this coming Friday with Series 2. So then you're going to come back. You're like, yo, Gmia, bro, I got this card. Why, they released this card now. He's way better. And I'm going to tell you, I tried to warn you. I tried to let you guys understand. This game is ability-based driven and attribute driven. So if you don't have these things, it's going to be very, very difficult. That's why, for some of you guys, when I make the videos, I talk to you guys that are no money spent. And some of you guys will tell me, like, yeah, I got this guy, and I got a lot of coins, and I'm no money spent, and I'm this amount. And I'm like, yo, that's huge. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the things that you're telling me that you're able to do, no money spent, that's huge, because you need certain attributes and you need certain things to be competitive in this game. And like the way that you guys are grinding, it's pretty much the luck of the draw. Because ultimately, like, this is the one thing about him. He has a 90 strength, right? I love that. Then after that, what happens? You see what I'm saying with these numbers? That's why I kind of held back. And then look, I went to Munoz, and I'm like, Munoz is looking extra glitchy with cheese. Like, should I just save up and get a Munoz? You know what I'm saying? You start thinking like that. Like, I want to be competitive for the long run so that I don't have to be trying to buy a left tackle or a left guard every week. But then you look at it and you understand what EA is doing. You see how his other numbers are so much better? Like, even with the heavyweight I just showed you with Tyron Smith. But look at the one difference. He doesn't have the strength tier. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how they get you. And it's like, all right, bro, you got it, EA. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Because if I go ahead with the lower strength and he has the higher, the other attributes that are higher, and he's facing a guy like LT, if I get beat off the snap, oh, bro, look at your strength. You see what I'm saying? Even though LT's strength is not that high, LT has very, very good power moves and all that other stuff. And then you could put the abilities on him to just make him an absolute nightmare. They'll argue and say, yeah, but your guy's not strong enough. But then you're like, look, I got all these other attributes. And this is where it gets crazy for me. And I try to kind of figure out what the best case scenario is to kind of explain to you guys why my team works the way it works. Because when you guys watch my gameplay, you'll see that Tyron Smith, when I go to pass the ball, sometimes he'll just stand there and get dominated uncontrollably. And then sometimes he'll block. But when he blocks, he'll hold it for a lot longer, even though his pass block is only an 82. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about, you know, his awareness is an 84, it's lower. His pass block is an 82. What is making him stand there and do what he's supposed to do? And then you'll play a guy, like I just described before, he'll come out in $146, have his linemen spread out with the 3 guys, and then the dude will just scream and he'll just stand there. So there's no guarantee that even if we get Munoz, he's gonna play any better than Tyron Smith. It's just that we know that strength-wise, from what I've been able to see, he'll be able, if he makes contact, to hold that block a lot longer. So what is the benefit? Like, do we spend the 314, or do I just spend, you know, the other thing for the upgrade? Like, is it worth it for me right now to invest 314 in the Munoz, or if I just go the 88 to make him an 89 overall, you see what I'm saying? Spend a 140 and absolutely upgrade that position based on the strength factor of Tyron Smith. And then we have to also gauge, all right, he is a current player. So will he get another update soon? Will, you know, the Cowboys come out and ball out and then Zeke goes for like 200 yards and then he gets another card? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of things that you have to evaluate. But what I need everybody to understand is that strength factor is wild. That's really the biggest point. Because when I come out and I run stretch, every single player on my squad, guys, savage. You know what I'm saying? Like, savage power, savage run block. The one issue that I'm having, though, that I'm going to tell you guys right now, as soon as Series 2 starts, that I probably will be getting rid of, is Lane Johnson. Because that dude, for some reason, he's just bro, the dude's getting block shedded instantly. And I currently have him activated with an ability. And he's getting block shedded instantly. But guess why? You can look at it and see right there. He has an 84 strength. He's super fast, but he has an 84 strength. And this is what concerns me. Because, like, even when he's out there doing whatever he's doing, he still doesn't do enough. But then I wonder, like, why aren't these other guys getting shedded like that? Or when it's time for them to hold the block, why are they, you know, holding their block? The only common thing that I see is that their strength is so much higher. Because remember, 80 to 84, they pretty much play the same. 85 to 89 is a different level tier. 90, you're just insane. So that's why Tyron Smith would probably be a guy that I would go after. You see what I'm saying? Because I see it and it works for me. And that's the reason why I pulled back on the Munoz. I'm like, you know what? Something's telling me not to go there. What is it? It's that 87. So I'm spending an additional 160 for a lower level strength player that I then have to go and find different ways and become a magician to get his strength up. So that's the only thing that I see that makes it so that, you know, when you look at this newer card that's coming right now for Nelson, he probably, regardless, you'll notice the different impact because of that one thing, because his strength factor is so high. So ultimately, I might end up powering up Tyron Smith just because of the strength situation and just go from there as we do it, because it means so much to the game. Now, if for any reason they patch the game and I start to notice that strength doesn't matter as much, I will notify you guys. But as of now, when the middle of my core middle players, Bruce Matthews, Mawai, and Allen, these dudes are savages. These are the guys that go out there and get pancakes. My edge guys, for the most part, don't do, well, he definitely doesn't do anything. But Tyron Smith, sometimes because he has that 88 strength, he'll be able to pancake a guy. Never ever this year have I seen Lane Johnson pancake one guy. And he has good stats with everything else. But again, he doesn't have that strength factor. So I think that might be the determining factor. And I just wanted to share that with you guys before you guys jump out there and get Quentin Nelson, to just know that yes, you are getting something that's really, really good gameplay-wise, but his overall just doesn't make any sense in my opinion. I want to thank everybody for watching. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you can know when a video goes live. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch, all at GmiasWorld. And I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.